Hey everyone, Sean here with my good buddy Jordan,
Sup?
and we're here to talk about the movie Fear. You know what my biggest fear is, Jordan?
Oh, what is it, Sean?
Really shitty movies.
Oh,
my goodness.
You must be terrified.
I was terrified during this one. This is not very good. Oh my goodness gracious.
You know, it's Oscar season. You know, we have all these pretentious art films out here. You could see Top Gun again, brilliant movie. And instead we're watching Fear in a movie theater of 15 people. And it wasn't even like a main one. It was like the
small tiny theater. And it just
small
came out
get out of here theater.
I saw an ad for this thing just today, and I'm like, wait a minute. I gotta go see. One of my goals this year is to try and see as many like horror movies in theaters as possible. And I knew pretty much nothing about this thing going into it. I just didn't even know it was a movie until like today. So I'm like, oh, hey Jordan, what are you doing? You want to go watch a movie? Because there was this one and there was the other one. I think was Infinity Pool, which probably would have been the better movie. But
yeah.
I plan on seeing both. So. Yeah, Fear. Not the Mark Wahlberg movie with Reese Witherspoon. This is the same title as it just called, like the most generic title. So this year we had...
it's a generic movie.
Right.
So.
We had Plane, which actually was pretty solid, surprisingly. And then now we have Fear, just plain generic titles. And this is, if you want an early 2000s horror movie, but probably less fun, then Fear is the movie for you. Oh my goodness gracious.
Fear.com was another 2000 movie.
This is better than Fear.com, though. I will give it that. Fear.com is way worse.
Oh, they played Rammstein in Fear.com. That gives it enough points, I guess.
Yeah, but you had T.I. in this thing.
Oh, boy. I don't even know who T.I. is, so...
musical artist. But there's literally nobody else in this movie. So the basic premise is a bunch of throwaway characters go to this lodge and witchcraft, and everyone's paranoid because of a pandemic that's going on. And they just go to the absolute insane lengths of it, to the point where it gets kind of comedic at one point. They're like, we got to get this guy into quarantine. Quick, let's drag him downstairs and let him cough all over us.
Mind you, he was already sitting in an isolated room by
himself, but they're so paranoid. But you could argue it's the evil cabin witchcraft. Yeah, this is like witchcraft and that. I'm like, okay, what's the premise of this thing? So they go to this thing. It's very shady from the get-go, so of course they stay. One character is smart enough to leave early on.
Yes, good for her, by the way. She's like, screw this, I'm going home. And,
right,
she lives, so,
Then you fight the Venom symbiote from Spider-Man. That's what the witch thing is. It's literally the Venom symbiote from Spider-Man. It's really bad CGI goo, surrounding it like that. I'm like...
That makes you commit suicide, apparently.
Right, it makes you kill yourself just when you think there couldn't possibly be any more evil that could be invented. Sorry, I was trying to quote The Happening. That's what it is. They're like that. It's like The Happening, the way how paranoid everyone gets in this movie. Oh my god. Some of it is actually genuinely funny, in how stupid some of it is. I got a few chuckles here and there, but it's mostly just dumb, generic stuff. Oh, come on.
I got a few snores out of it. It did this wasn't a long movie. It's only 85 minutes. So
right.
To put me to sleep is pretty impressive.
Right. It's not very good. I was kind of hoping for a fun, bad stinker horror movie, but I just got a mostly kind of boring, generic, forgettable thing. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I've seen far worse.
Yeah, you've seen The Last Jedi, so I mean, come on.
That's true.
Yeah, you can't really beat that. But
that's true. We did see that one in
terms
theaters.
of craftiness.
But at least that one had John Williams' score. So
yeah, and it was also 3 times the length of this movie.
Right. This was just... I'm going to forget about this movie pretty soon. I'll actually
I'm forgetting about it now. I just watched it.
Exactly. You just watched it. I can't think of any real redeeming qualities.
They used the power of Jesus to defeat the monster in it. There you go. So,
but did they
were you
really?
expecting this to be a Christian horror movie? Because I wasn't.
Well, when you fight evil, demonic things, that's usually the key to beating them. But it's just there's nothing inventive or creative about it. As the movie starts out, they have these opening title credits that felt like an early 2000s horror movie. This felt like a generic early 2000s horror movie, like Fear.com. Ironically, both have fear in the title. And now, like I said, I actually think the concept of this movie could work with... No. Let me tell you that it could work as a video game with better...
Didn't they already do this?
Well, I'm saying the concept of it could... I was thinking...
What was that cabin game we played?
Until Dawn?
Yeah, there you go.
Until Dawn... Like I said, a concept that's going with this could kind of work in a horror video game. The idea of it, you could kind of play around with it a little bit more, have more tension, more fear, better writing, better characters. But like I said, the idea of it is kind of interesting, of just kind of like the way the setup is and the witchcraft element towards it. But it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like the exposition just thrown at the very end.
Well, the movie literally tells you what's going to happen in the first, like, 10 minutes of the movie. Like, they're cursed by these witches, and the people committed suicide out of fear, and then that literally happens. So there's no...
so just don't be afraid. It's like It, you know?
Yeah,
don't be afraid
spoiler.
of Pennywise and he loses his power.
Or Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, something like that. But the antagonist this time around is a symbiote CGI goo
and
witch.
an old witch who's on TV for 5 minutes.
Right. You have this lady who's in there, and you'd think she'd come back and try to, like, be scary, spooky, but she's barely in the movie.
No. Hopefully the police are smart and bulldoze that building down, but I don't know if they'll reach a logical conclusion in this movie.
It's just... like, there's not really, like, any scares or anything really tension-filled, or you don't really care what happens to most of these people. It's, like I said, there's a few, like, funny chuckles in there, mostly with, what was it, the T.I. guys.
You know, there's one other redeeming thing.
What?
They like Detroit Coney dogs. Those are delicious.
Yes, exactly.
So there you go.
But they didn't say, is it American or Lafayette?
Well, there's more than American and
Well, those are
Lafayette.
the two go-to spots, because they're like, we're boys from the D.
Yeah, but you could go to, like, Senate, you could go to Leo's, you could go to National, you know, there's Coney's everywhere.
Right, you can go to Woodward Coney and all that, too.
Yeah,
okay.
So there you go. You know?
So, okay, like I said, they're all, there's three of them, like, we're boys from Detroit.
Yeah.
And, one of them's like this author guy who's trying to
represent
research
Pistons, baby.
That's right. You got your Detroit merch on. So that's one kudos to thing. Shout out to Detroit. But if you want a better Detroit horror-based movie, go watch Barbarian. I mean, I've hyped that movie up a few times.
Well, it's RoboCop.
RoboCop is awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
They
have a statue for it here. So.
Where is the statue?
You know, I think it's Eastern Market, isn't it?
I don't know, because I have not seen the statue.
We should do a RoboCop field trip.
Let's go to, you know what, let's do that. Let's go do a RoboCop field trip. We'll talk about RoboCop at some point.
Get some Detroit pizza, you know.
Yeah, something like that. That should be fun. It's fun. So, but anyways.
Unlike this movie.
See, we're already
and
talking
Last
about...
Jedi.
Yeah, he always finds a way to work it in. Well, this is your first video of 2023 with me, so
I know,
you gotta work it in somehow.
And I said I was getting in here. I said
right, exactly.
We'll get it in multiple times.
Get it in multiple times. Anytime, any chance you can get to dump on the movie. You know, we should do it like a video just talking about it, so you can just let it all out.
We should actually clip every Last Jedi comment and see if you can make a video out of it.
Right.
And how long it lasts.
Right. Like, so, like, for people who watch the channel regularly, they're like, oh, here it comes again. But anyone else who's just, like, coming onto this video, like, oh, what's this fear review? Like, what the fuck are they talking about that movie? Go back and look at all
There's really not much to talk about this movie.
Right. It's generic early 2000s horror movie. You're going to forget about it pretty soon. Maybe a few chuckles here and there that, like, not as unintentionally funny bad as I was hoping for.
You know what this actually reminded me a lot of early... Do you ever see Cabin Fever from 2002? It's literally the same story. They get locked in the cabin.
Cabin Fever was better.
I mean, okay, but that doesn't...
Pancakes! What? The martial arts?
It's literally the same story, though. It's literally the same
Cabin Fever
movie.
was an actual virus. This one, they're all afraid of a virus.
But the virus is in their minds, so it's the same concept.
But, like, witchcraft and all that, and it's, like, just the way they act about it is pretty, like, unintentionally funny. Just their extreme paranoia to the point where it's just, like, the guy's already quarantined, mind you, and they're like... he's gonna get us. Let's drag him down so he can cough all over us and throw him into this room and lock him in there. And, like, I was laughing during that part. I'm like, oh my god, this is so dumb. Nobody thinks in this thing. But then again,
no, there is a lot. And then the part 2 where the one lady dies, right, and the guy's like, I'm not going down there. But the two characters pursue anyways, and they could just walk aside and avoid the whole thing.
Could have done a lot of things.
There's a lot of ways for the characters of this movie to escape, and they chose not to. So, well, except for the one character who drove away in the first, like, 20 minutes of this film.
Right. But you know what?
Smart. Way to think in a film, actually. Good job.
And then she sent a text out like, yo, I've been Googling this place. Not a really cool idea there, pal.
And then, oh shit, I see the news. There's like 6 mass suicides here, so.
Right, so just not cool. But anyways, that's Fear. Not the movie with Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon that came out in the 90s. It's literally called Fear.
Well, it's a pretty generic title, as you said.
It's not Fear.com. I will say this isn't as bad as Fear.com.
How would you score this movie?
A 2 out of 10.
I think I'd probably give it like like 0.8. I don't know. It's
Because,
rough.
like I said, it's not the worst thing I've seen. Like, I'm not, like, pissed off or anything like that. I'm just like, it's
I am. I
forgivable.
spent 10 pesos on this.
So, but anyways, go check out other things.
Watch Top Gun again.
Watch Top Gun Maverick.
It got nominated for an Oscar. It's Oscar season. There
That's
you
right.
go. It's probably the only Oscar-nominated film we've ever watched on this channel.
I watched The Whale with Brendan Fraser.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I'm just saying, I've watched other.
Yeah.
I saw Avatar: The Way of Water, which got Oscar nominated.
Oh, I haven't seen. I can't rip on that movie. I just assume it's probably like the first Avatar, just average.
Pretty much, it's a little bit better, but it's still like 3.5 hours of just like impressive.
Can't wait for Avatar 3.
Which is going to be the Firebending Nation, so it's literally Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh my God!
They're like they're doing they're doing the Fire Navi or Ash people. It's like, oh my God, he is just doing Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So they've covered the Water Kingdom and then the Fire. So Avatar 4 going to be the Earth Kingdom then?
Unless because the first Navi
that was a terrible movie too, by the way. The show's fine, the movie though.
Right. The
well, we should actually watch the movie.
We
for
should
the
watch
channel.
the movie.
That would be gold.
A lot of movies we could watch, but
Daredevil. We gotta get that one.
Yeah, we gotta get back to our X-Men stuff too.
And we should do Daredevil next.
We should.
That's coming next on our reviews. Maybe Sean will do something before, but Daredevil's next.
Right, like next after I want to see that Infinity Pool because I got to see like all these different horror movies. Infinity Pool is probably gonna be a really fucked up movie, most likely. So. But, yeah, wow, we're talking about so many other things other than Fear.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, there's nothing to talk about. This movie stunk. It stinks. Don't watch this. Do something else.
Yeah, don't watch Fear. It's a big stinking doo-doo of a movie. It's not, like, fun. It has kind of an interesting premise at first. It could make for a good video game if fleshed out more and just kind of playing through something.
That's a bit of a stretch, for sure.
I said the concept could make for an entertaining video game if done well enough, but... Because that's what I was thinking about. You know what? I'd rather just... play a video game kind of with this concept with more time and a more interesting premise and a lot better scares, but like the idea is
for a movie called Fear, there was very little scary in this too. I think there's like 2 jump scares in the movie.
I did not feel any,
and none of them were even scary. They were very predictable when they came.
So if you want to see a good horror movie that's actually out in theaters right now, that I recommend Megan. A lot of people are really liking that one. That one's really funny. It's not really scary, but it's very funny. And whether intentional or not in some instances, it's pretty well liked so far. But, yeah, don't check this one out. It's a waste of time. But thank you so much for watching.
Anytime.
Yes, and...
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, as always. Take care now. Bye-bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Sayonara.
Peace.